What's up everyone, welcome to Money Hole. In our last video I showed you how to set your board up. Well, today I'm going to tell you the rules and how to play. Each game comes with a distance rope that you can loop under the front leg that shows you the 3 different distances you can play from. Alright, so before you start your game, you have to pick which distance you want to play from. Now our first distance is yellow for beginners. Our second distance is outlined in green for traditional gameplay. And if you really want to increase the level of competition, our third distance is outlined in red for advanced gameplay. Now you can play this game 1v1 or 2v2. Once you've figured out which distance you want to play from, each team lines up on opposite sides of the distance rope. One team shooting with the green balls and one team shooting with the white balls. The team playing with the green balls shoot on the left side of the board, outlined in green. And the team playing with the white balls shoot on the right side of the board, outlined in white. So each game is played to 21. Now I'm going to show you how the point system works.
Whether you are playing 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, teams alternate shooting during each round. At the end of each round, the team that is winning starts the next round. Before we dive into the point system and how scoring works, it's important to know that each game of Money Hole is played to 21. If one team goes over 21 points, that team is automatically reset to 15. If both teams tie up at 21, they are sent into an overtime round where the score is set to 0-0 and the highest hand wins. If teams tie up again during the overtime rounds continue as such until there is a winner. And remember, during overtime, each team is still permitted to call their one Money Hole shot. The point system is the same for both sides of the board, but for this demonstration we will be using the left side outlined in green for the green team. There are 2 different ways for a player to score 1 point while playing Money Hole. The first way is for a player to land a ball on their designated side of the board. That means even if the ball is touching their line and is partially on their opponent's side of the board, they still receive a point. The second way for a player to score 1 point is landing a ball in the middle hole. The middle hole is the biggest and easiest hole to hit on the board and is the only hole that both players can mutually shoot for on the board, other than the money hole. If a player lands a ball completely on their opponent's side of the board, it is worth -1 points. Additionally, if a player lands a ball in any of their opponent's holes, it is still only worth -1 points. Altogether, anytime a shot is landed on the opponent's side of the board, it is always worth a -1 point. The bottom 3 holes on each side of the board are worth 2 points. And the top 3 holes on each side of the board are worth 3 points. If a player lands on the stem of the money hole, it is worth 4 points. If a player lands a ball on the perimeter square of the money hole, it is worth 5 points. Last but not least, if a player lands a ball in the money hole, it is game over. However, the player needs to call the money hole shot for it to count. If a player hits the money hole but does not call it, it does not count. Each player is only given 1 money hole shot per round and they must call it. If a player calls the money hole and hits it, it is game over. However, the opposing team still gets their 1 rebuttal shot. The same general rules for 1v1 apply for 2v2. The biggest difference is that when playing 2v2, each team gets 1 money hole shot per round instead of each player. Lastly, if a player calls money hole and lands the ball anywhere else other than the money hole, they receive 0 points and it does not count.
Just leave me alone. Hell nah, I ain't sleep today, but I'ma be okay. Miss my family on the East.